And this is information that most people have to create on their own, and a lot of them are doing it wrong. But if you pay somebody to do this, they're charging you tens of thousands of dollars to do this very thing. And it's something that you don't need to pay tens of thousands of dollars for. Show you where we're at with AI agents real quick. I think that's something that is, this is a big piece of our dream of where this is going. This past week went by a whole lot quicker than I'd hoped, and didn't get everything completed that I wanted to, but here's where we're at. So on the AI assistants, we're kind of renaming them. Most everybody calls them AI agents, but because real estate agents gets confusing with AI agents, we're just calling them assistants. But whenever you go into the assistants, we are now integrating with 11 Labs. 11 Labs is a huge, they are the number one voice system that's out there for making these types of things. Lots of companies are integrating with 11 Labs. So what we can do now is we can go in, you'll be able to set up multiple AI assistants, and we have a process where you can come down here, click on add an assistant, and you'll be able to choose which assistant that you want to create. Listing coordinator, a lead coordinator, transaction coordinator, social media director, client coordinator, just different types of assistants, AI assistants that you'll be able to connect with. Once you put it in here, it will have all this information filled out for you. And this is information that most people have to create on their own, and a lot of them are doing it wrong. But if you pay somebody to do this, they're charging you tens of thousands of dollars to do this very thing. And it's something that you don't need to pay tens of thousands of dollars for. So what you do then is you can identify, what does this agent do? Now, this is one that I had set up for a discovery call. I have it hooked up for to a phone number, a Twilio number. So if somebody calls this number, it basically says, "Hey, I'm Sam from Workflow Secrets. I'm here to show you how AI assistants work. What type of business are you in? Real estate, retail, whatever, and your company name." And then Sam will be an energetic, friendly, insightful assistant that steps them through things and talks to them. How can they use Sam in their business, or in there? So I'm using it internally for us to bring in business from other real estate agents or any business in the area that wants to be able to have an AI assistant. So this is our AI assistant for internal use. But maybe you have one, and let me just go to this new one here. I chose a blank option, but maybe I want to come up here and I want to, I've got a position that I want to fill in for listing coordinator in real estate, and I'm going to say generate. So what it does is it takes all that prompting stuff that most people are paying a lot of money for, and we've got the formula for how to create it properly, and it's going through and it's generating all the instructions, all the content and stuff, and the examples of how it's being used, the tools that it's going to use to do what it needs to do, and then it will put that in here. So for the listing coordinator, here's what it does. Here are my key functions that I do. All the different stuff. What's my tone of voice? What's my objectives? Who's my team members? What tools do I use? All this stuff is stuff that we're building for you, that builds into this. so you don't have to know how to do everything. But what you can do is tie this into a phone number, and then we've got different voices that you can even use. So here's, and I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear this or not. Tell me if you can hear this.
I think this is a really nice way to just talk naturally together, talk plainly. Let's give it a shot.
Did you hear that? Okay, so all these different voices. So you'll be able to create your agent. You'll be able to use the Twilio number that we were talking about earlier to be able to dial in. Maybe you're in your car, you hit the dial to talk to, George, the social media director or whatever, and say, how are my media things going, or whatever. You can tie these in and be able to find out things. Maybe you're going to your next contact, your next appointment, and you want to know, who am I meeting with? What's the address? Tell me some about the property. Those types of things, we can have the assistant look in your database, find the information, tell you verbally what it's all about, and then go to the next appointment. That type of stuff. You guys see that? Does that resonate with you guys?